Hello friends, this is Karl, the host of Rudolf of Germany. By accident, a few days ago I ran into the hearings, the congressional hearings about the UFO phenomena. Politicians were grilling people out of the military, Air Force and the Secret Services about what is really known about these unidentified flight objects, UFOs. I was kind of amused, first of all, because none of the answers given would bring you any further than what everybody already knows. There's nothing new they had to say, or they wanted to say. I'm sure some of them had deeper information than they were willing to share. Now, after this, I was wondering if I should ask Rudolf about what is really going on, deeper than I've been asking him years ago, and I gave you already here and there information about it. And so I asked him again, and he gave me a few hints which he did not give me before. I asked him mainly about the UFO abductions of humans. It looks to me like they were randomly chosen people who were normal workers, housewives, nobody of particular importance. And I was wondering, why would any kind of alien group, maybe even including the tall whites, which is Rudolf's own race, why would these people or these creatures come and snap an old lady or a mother or a construction worker, putting them into their spaceship and doing some kind of a operation or some kind of a test on them? What's so special about them? And this is going on, obviously, for many decades, even hundreds of years, and they're still trying to find something new in an ordinary person. This is the first question I put onto Rudolf. And the answer he gave me was kind of interesting. He said to me that we are living, people like me, in the year 2024, a little before, a little after, in a dimension, in a state of mind, because the universe is mind-based, where we do not understand the implications of time and space, which is an illusion. We're living now, getting older, we're living basically from day to day to day, and do not realize that people, humans, and other creatures in 500 years, in 1,000 years, in 50,000 years, do have a completely different technology, a complete different approach to time and space. That people in, let's say, 5,000 years are able to move forward and backwards in time. So, with other words, whatever UFOs we see, Rudolf said, they are coming from different dimensions which were able to conquer time and space. So when you see a spaceship coming up, which is not of human origin, then this spaceship does not have to come from the same time and space dimension we are living in. Of course they are not. These spaceships are basically interdimensional spaceships from various times in the future, and even, because time is illusionary, from the past. So, humans getting abducted, simple humans often, and being tested in spaceships. Why so? Very simple. Let's say your children's children's children in 500 years have an offspring which becomes a very important scientist, politician, military man, whatever, philosopher maybe. And this particular person has obviously some of your today living person's DNA. We made DNA checks on people already many years ago, as you remember. So, a person, let's say, for example, lives in 500 years, very intelligent, a very special person and highly important to the human race. And not only that, also to the hybrid race, which is a mixture between humans and the tall white aliens. Because the tall white aliens cannot appear in this atmosphere on this planet just as we do or animals do. In order for them to act and be between us, they have to merge into a super race which will come up in the next generations, hundreds of generations. They will create a new blended race between tall whites and humans. These hybrids I have spoken of before, they will live in our time frame, let's say in 500 years from now. And they will develop and become better and better, so to speak, half gods. When we call the tall whites our gods, then the hybrids are half gods, and a particular part of the population, the human population, which are much higher advanced than the big vast masses of humans who are also living then in 500 years. So they will be the elite. Why coming back in time with a spaceship and abducting somebody, let's say in our time, and doing something with them, doing something with their DNA? That's what Rudolf explained to me. The reason for it is, if they go back in time and changing the DNA of somebody who is a hybrid, a highly developed person in the future, then they do it, they abduct this particular person which is of interest, even if it is not interest today, it's a simple person today, but in the future, the offspring of his children's children is an important woman or man, and as such, they're working on the DNA today to make sure that it is flawless. It is a DNA, they enhance it today in these people who they abduct today, so later their hybrids are free of diseases, free of fault, etc. Whatever they believe is necessary to make this person as perfect as possible. That is the reason humans get abducted today from spaceship coming from the future, from the past, out of different dimensions. Not coming from different planets, flying forever and ever over here to look what's going on with the human race. They know already, but their particular most important people, they have to be enhanced already in the past, in the DNA of their ancestors. So a person who looks not too important today and says that he was or she was abducted and don't know why. That's the reason. Their offspring, far in the future, must be perfect. So they already changed the DNA or enhanced the DNA today or 100 years ago or in 1,000 years in order to make sure this particular person is flawlessly perfect. Yes, UFOs are not coming just flying from some other space, from some other planet. They are coming from different dimensions. They are manned not with not any kind of particular tall, white, or other alien creature. The people, so to speak, who man these UFOs are hybrids, half human, half alien, from the future or from any part of time where future and space has been conquered. So we are talking about a hybrid race, which is even human-based, which comes back in order to enhance people of today for their future races. Sometimes it's not only the past which influences the future. Sometimes, in this case, they can influence the past by coming from the future. And that is what it is. And the reason different spaceships look differently has to do simply with they're coming from different times. A spaceship which was built 500 years ago doesn't necessarily have to have the form of a spaceship which was built 10,000 years from now. And a spaceship which was built 5,000 years ago is definitely different than one which is built today on another dimension. It's just like simply a Ford car 20 years ago is not the same as a Ford today or in 50 years. Remember that. Spaceships come from different dimensions and they are manned with human hybrids in order to come control what's going on with the planet too. Because they have to watch that there are no disasters like nuclear war going on. So they are blowing up, they are watching their planet being blown up, and they will not exist in the future. They can only exist on a planet in the future which is more or less intact. That's why they're coming from different time zones, mainly from the future, but also from the past, as we understand it. In reality, future, past, space is non-existent. But humans, human hybrids, will learn this over time. The ordinary human today, or in 500 years, has to live still a relatively much advanced than today, but a regular life. It's the special race of hybrids, which I've been speaking of since 10 years or so. Carl, have a nice day.